Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Lee Homestead. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how we're preparing for our Kune Kune pigs. So yes, we are adding Kune Kune pigs to our homestead. This is going to be a fantastic way for us to be more self-sustainable and be available to breed local pork for people in the area. So we are going to breed them and sell them. So we've put down our deposits and have two that we're going to pick up on June 1st. I'm extremely excited. But I will say, since they're a grazing pig, I have had to clear cut a bunch of our property that I was working on anyway. But of course, it has made me do that a whole lot faster. And it's just a great opportunity that we'll have to expand our homestead. So since we haven't had pigs before, I had to do a lot of research. So how we found the Kune Kunes was I was just looking for a pig breed that was docile and that might be good for small homesteads such as ourselves. So once I looked into the breed, we found that Kune Kunes are docile. They don't test fences like other breeds do, and they are grazers. So that really caught my attention. Mostly because the biggest thing with keeping pigs is the cost it takes to feed them. So with them being able to graze and forage, it really cuts down that cost astronomically. And since they're docile and somewhat like pets, it makes them great for an addition for a small homestead and first-time pig owners. So far, this is what I've gotten cleared out. I've left a lot of the bigger trees for shade purposes because pigs don't sweat. They can't regulate their temperature. It gets really hot here. So I wanted to make sure there was ample amount of shade so they were able to regulate their body temperature. The next thing I had to do is build a farrowing pen, especially since we're gonna breed them. So the piglets that we're getting, one's 16 weeks and the other's gonna be 8 weeks and weaned. That's why we gotta wait till June 1st. They also aren't very good alone. So we didn't want to get, just one. So that kind of helped us in our decision with picking a breeding pair or just a few to test out. So this is what I've got so far for the farrowing pen. So exactly how I've done it is I got these 16-foot hog panels from Tractor Supply. I secured them with heavy gauged staples. Got a gate. The 4x4s we had laying around from, if you've seen some of the other videos, you know that there has been a lot of wood around the property that we needed to clean up anyway, and I've been able to use a lot of these posts that I've taken from old fencing, and they were in great shape because plastic had coated them. And then I just freshly built this building. So I ended up just constructing it like a pole building, 5 4x4s and 2x4s across the top for the roof and on the insides, as you can see there. I ended up picking up from Southern States a classic red outdoor barn paint, and it ended up being fantastic as a finish for the building. I also ran electric around the top and along the inside of the fence to keep them, even though they don't test fences like other breeds and they don't root as bad, I still want to make sure there's a live wire on the bottom so they can't force their way out, because they do get up to 220 pounds. So some of the stuff that I still need to do, I still need to run the electric fence around the property and get it live. We're powering it with a solar powered electrical box, and actually we can take a look at that now. So how I ended up setting up my box, this is another one from Tractor Supply, and solar powered. We ran our ground wire and 3 ground rods. I put signs up just to let people know if we have somebody working on our propane or we're checking our electric meter to let them know, hey, this is an electric fence, just in case they don't know what one looks like. You never know. I still have a little bit to clear, but all in all, it's gonna work out great, I believe. They'll have plenty of room to kind of roam and graze as they get older, and have piglets, and we're really excited to have them and post their progress and pick them up here in a few weeks. So how I'm setting up the fence is I have 3 on the bottom, about 4 inches apart, one about mid-height and one a little higher, just to keep unwanted predators out that might try to jump the lower rings here. And eventually, if we add something like sheep, we'll be able to keep them in with the same fence with the pigs, since they're both grazers. So there's not a lot of information out there about Kune Kune pigs, so that's why I definitely want to document our experience on here as we learn and grow. However, a little bit of what I could find about them is interesting. So back in the 80s, they were almost extinct. There was only like, out of the original herd that went to the UK, about 18 pigs. So 2 guys rounded up the 18 pigs and saved the breed. In 96, they came to the US, and right now registered with the American Kune Kune Pig Society. There's approximately a little over 40 breeders across the country. They are a heritage breed. It's the meat is more marbled, so it's a little bit of a fattier meat. So it's a good lard pig for soaps and that sort of thing. As well as, from what I hear, the meat is pretty delicious. So it's more of a darker red meat. So I'll be interested to see what that's like. But I'm excited to have them. And another thing about Kune Kunes that I found was interesting was how docile they were. They don't test fences like other breeds of pigs. So other people that I found on YouTube and across the internet seems to be having little trouble keeping them in with just an electric fence. So that's why initially, while they're growing, I want them to be in the hog panels and see what their reaction is to the live wire on the bottom. And then I'll probably let them out a few times during the day and put them up at night and kind of see how they do on their own throughout the area that we have to graze. So we're definitely excited. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.